In the world of barbecue, pork belly holds a special place in many people's hearts. And today, we do something with it that you shouldn't be able to do.
This is wrong, guys. I'm telling you right now, this is kind of effed up.
I'm not talking sexual, nothing weird and creepy like that. Clean it up, for God's sakes. We're gonna make pork belly burnt ends. Burnt ends are typically brisket burnt ends. They're, after you cook the brisket, you cut little pieces into little chunks. They go back onto the smoker and they get extra tender and beautiful, and then they get sauced and they get sticky and fabulous. We're just doing the same thing, but with pork belly. Little fatty chunks of absolute deliciousness. And then we're gonna turn those into a burrito. The thing's gonna be ridiculous. It's gonna be off the charts. It's gonna be fantastic. There will be a little coleslaw to go inside along with, and some candied jalapeños. How do you not like that? Well, you do like that because it's all gonna be fab. So we're gonna start by cutting up our pork belly, giving it a little rub, and getting it on the smoker, because nothing really happens until it hits the big black box over there. That's our starting point. That's a 2.5 pound piece of pork belly with the skin removed. That would be the skin side. I know it's not skin, that's just fat. That's what you want to deal with. This is probably gonna make, in our burrito world, probably 4 beautiful burritos. But we have to cut this up. So here's what we do. We take the kid off, we put him on the deck. Now we want to cut these into basically 1-inch square chunks. Using a Sam the Cooking Guy 10.5-inch Kritsuki, AKA the Statement, we're gonna cut little strips like that, and then the little strips will get cut into roughly 1-inch cubes. Chunkify them, just like that. I love the layers. The meat, the fat, the meat, the fat, the meat. It's fantastic. You get a lean bite with the fatty bite. When everybody's cut, on they go. We put them back on a baking sheet to get some rub on them. But we want a binder on them first, and a binder will help the rub stick. You could use mustard, you could use oil, you could use mayo. I'm gonna use a little Cholula hot sauce. Just one more layer of flavor. We're not gonna douse it. We're just gonna give it a nice little amount and mix. And when everybody's got a little bit, we're putting some rub on. And the rub I'm using today is my friend Doug Scheiding's. His company's called Row Cookers. He just sent me this. This is Doug's Dust. He's an award-winning pitmaster and a really nice guy. And this rub is tremendous. So line everybody up and a nice coating. All right, everybody's covered well. We get a rack for a baking sheet like this. And now we're just gonna take our pieces. We're gonna try and set them on here, fat side up, and just line everybody up like little soldiers. Like that, and away you go. By the way, Doug is a Texan, and you would expect good barbecue stuff from a Texan, wouldn't you? And voila. When everybody's lined up like nice little soldiers, off we go to the smoker. And they're just gonna live in there until they hit somewhere about 195-ish. You'll be happy. All right, we're ready for some candied jalapenos. In our pot goes a cup of apple cider vinegar, 1/4 cup of water, brown sugar, white sugar, recipes below, pinch of salt, little garlic powder. And this we'll bring to a boil. All right, let's mix it a bit. Of course, we want the sugars to dissolve, and then let it go for 2-3 minutes, just like that. Next up, we're gonna add a dozen jalapenos cut about 1/4 inch thick, and we'll mix. So everybody gets covered. And now push them down. We're gonna stir occasionally, but this is gonna get sort of a medium simmer for the next 5-6 minutes. And they're gonna be fabulous. Doesn't really get much easier than this. We're starting with a store-bought 14-ounce bag of tricolored coleslaw. You wanna chop, you wanna shred, by all means. This is what I'd rather do though. I'm gonna add 1 bunch of green onions, chopped up, about a teaspoon of celery seed, not salt, about a 1/2 teaspoon smoked paprika, actual salt, a little hit of it, 2 tablespoons apple cider vinegar, 1, 2 tablespoons sugar, and about 6 tablespoons Japanese mayo. Any mayo actually, but Japanese is best. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this we will mix. Forgot black pepper. Black pepper. Now we can mix. By the way, this is out of Sam the Cooking Guy and the Holy Grail. I don't know what page, but it's called Goes With Anything Coleslaw because it literally does. Perfecto. And voila. Some of them fell over. They were a bit oddly shaped, but that's okay. I've temped them. They're all living just all slightly north of 190 degrees, which is great. Time to get them off. Do one more thing to them. Are they pretty? Okay, that's hot. Ow. All right, like this. Shut the smoker because we're coming back to it, and over to the counter. First things first, off they come and into the cast iron pan where they will finish. Come on, little guys. They're kind of warm. Well, they are about 190 degrees. What am I, surprised? Off to the side, we'll make a quick little sauce. This is very simple. We're gonna begin with about a half a cup of your favorite barbecue sauce. Doesn't matter whose it is. Get a couple tablespoons of brown sugar, a couple tablespoons of apricot jam. It's one of my favorite things to sweeten and help make glazy and sticky. And finally, about 3 tablespoons of hot honey. 1, 2, 3. Great. And we mix. Break up the apricot. Perfect. Back comes the pork belly, and we drizzle. Now, using your hands, we mix. You want everybody covered a little bit. And when they're all beautifully covered like this, back we go to the smoker. And they're just gonna live in there until they hit roughly 205 degrees. One more step, and then everything comes together in the most delicious, decadent, and perhaps unnecessary way ever. And there we are. A little spicy, a little sweet from both the sugars, but a lot delicious. Gonna kill the heat, let these guys cool, and when our pork's ready, we're almost there. And finally, there we are. Oh, snap. Look at you. Look at you. But here's the thing. Watch. See that? Oh, sticky. See that? Oh my God, they're all, they're gorgeous. The fattiness, look at these things. But the point isn't to stare at them. The point is to eat them in our burrito. So let's get that built, shall we? Our tortillas, hot and warmed. Perfect. All right, remember the coleslaw? Of course you do. This is the cool component. Let's make ourselves a little bed. And now let's get the pork belly. Look at the caramelization. Look at the stickiness. Oh my gosh. Look at that kid. Oh boy. This is wrong, guys. I'm telling you right now, this is kind of effed up that we're doing this. This shouldn't be allowed. I think I said it in the beginning. We're doing something with this that we shouldn't be allowed to do.
It might not be legally wrong, but it's certainly ethically and morally wrong.
100%. And then remember these. We can't stop eating these. It's sweet heat is what it is, and it's glorious. The spiciness, the heat of the jalapeno has been dumbed way down, and I mean that the best way possible by the brown and the white sugar. But you want to make sure you got enough. Now we roll. Sides in. Oh boy. Well, that's it. That's all she wrote. Thanks everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. Kidding. Should we cut it? Little Sam the Cooking Guy 5-inch Santoku for the win. Oh, okay. There. Hello. Hello, madam. God, that is something else. Well, she's as pretty as a picture, but I ain't just gonna look at her. I'm gonna eat her. Oh.
That's what she said.
I always think it's important to scope out your bite. Got a lot of choices. I'm going right here, this corner, because I can see coleslaw, I can see the pork, and I can see some of the jalapenos. Ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing about this I don't like. It's sticky, it's tacky, it's sweet, it's spicy, it's everything you want it to be in all its porky gloriness. So, if you got a mind to make this, you should make it. Don't just watch, be a participant from your very own home. And if you don't have a smoker, you can pull this off in an oven. Same principle, same temperature, you won't get that kind of smoky effect. So you use a little bit of liquid smoke. If you're a subscriber, you have a chance to win one of those knives every video this year. Just watch for your name on the screen. But you gotta be a subscriber, okay? I got work to do here. See ya.